Tensions between Israel and Colombia over the war in Gaza have reached boiling point. Now, Colombian President Gustavo Petro has announced that his government will break diplomatic ties with Israel on Thursday.
They have a genocidal government because they have a genocidal president. If Palestine dies, humanity dies, and we are not going to let it die.
This decision means that Israel's ambassador to Bogota, Gali Dagan, and his staff will have 72 hours to leave the country. Israel's foreign minister, Israel Katz, condemned Petro's remarks, accusing him of siding with, quote, the most despicable monsters known to mankind, in reference to the terror group Hamas. Relations between Colombia and Israel have been strained since Petro took office in 2022. As a vocal critic of Israel, Petro had previously suspended weapon purchases from the country and compared Israel's actions in Gaza to the Holocaust. In late March, Petro pledged to sever ties with Israel if it failed to comply with the UN Security Council resolution calling for a ceasefire. Later in April, Colombia announced its support for South Africa's lawsuit against Israel at the International Court of Justice, alleging genocidal acts against the civilian population of the Gaza Strip. Israel and Colombia established diplomatic ties in the 1950s. Colombia has historically been one of Israel's closest allies in Latin America, with strong military ties. Israeli-built aircraft and machine guns have played a crucial role in Colombia's fight against drug cartels and rebel groups. Ties improved tremendously in the 1980s when major trade agreements were ratified. In September of 2017, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu paid an official visit to Colombia, and President Ivan Duque made a state visit to Israel in November 2021, where his Israeli counterpart, President Isaac Herzog, commended Colombia's support for Israel and expressed his hopes to boost their bilateral trading relationship. The first-generation free trade agreement between Colombia and Israel came into effect in 2020. At home, President Petro's popularity has reached record lows. Just last month, hundreds of thousands of demonstrators took to the streets to protest against the social and economic reform agenda of his left-wing government. According to local polls, 70% of Colombians believe that the situation in the country is getting worse. The decision to sever ties with Israel is also not universally popular in Colombia.
What Petro did and his decision does not represent the people of Colombia, it just represents his own decisions and his ideas. I know I can take it a step further as a Colombian. Most people do not like his ideas and what he represents.
These sentiments prevailing at home, it remains to be seen how long Colombia's diplomatic offensive against Israel can last.